The next part of notes is we are moving on to Unit 4.2a. Okay, 4.2a. So we're doing two parts today. 4.2a. And 4.2a is factor. We're going to factor and solve equations involving quantities. Factor and solve equations involving quantities. So those are the Q equations, okay? Or some of you have other letters that you choose to use. Okay, so your instructions are going to say to solve. And for number 1, I want you to solve quantity x minus 6 squared. So x minus 6 quantity squared minus 49 equals 0. X minus 6 quantity squared minus 49 equals 0. So these are the ones that we replace with Q's. Okay, so I'm going to take out the x minus 6 and I'm going to replace it with a Q. If you used it, I think a lot of you guys were using K's. That's fine. Okay, whatever letter works for you. Okay, so if we rewrite this, we have Q squared minus 49 equals 0. This looks a lot easier to factor. Okay, this factors, this is the difference of squares. So that gives you Q plus 7 and Q minus 7. Okay, we can replace this now. Instead of Q, I'm going to put back in the x minus 6. So x minus 6 plus 7 and x minus 6 minus 7 still equals 0. Now, you can't leave them like this. Okay, we have to actually combine the like terms, so combine the numbers. So this would give you x plus 1 times x minus 13 equals 0. And that's simple. That's what we've been doing the past couple of days. Break it apart, set each part equal to 0, and solve. Okay, so we're going to get two different answers here. X is negative 1 or x equals 13. Questions how I did that? Not too bad. Okay, let's try another one. Again, we're going to solve. I would like you to solve 2x plus 3 quantity squared minus 25 equals 0. 2x plus 3 quantity squared minus 25 equals 0. First thing I'm going to do is take out that 2x plus 3 and I'm going to replace it with a Q. So your new equation is Q squared minus 25 equals 0. That is difference of squares factoring. Q squared breaks down to Q and Q. One's positive, one's negative. 25 breaks into 5 and 5. Then replace the Q, replace your Q with 2x plus 3. So 2x plus 3 plus 5. And 2x plus 3 minus 5 equals 0. Combine the like terms, so 2x plus 8 equals 0. Or excuse me, 2x plus 8 and 2x minus 2 equals 0. Then you can solve. So set each part equal to 0. So 2x plus 8 equals 0. Subtract your 8, you get 2x equals negative 4. And x will equal negative 2. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I did that. I divided in my head already. Negative 8. Sorry. And then x will equal negative 4. My bad. Looking at my notes trying to figure out what did I do wrong. Right. Then again, same thing. 2x minus 2 equals 0. Add 2 to both sides, so 2x equals a positive 2. Divide by 2, x equals 1. Yes? Oh, how come you don't have to take a GCF? Okay, if you did, that would be fine. You could take out GCF here. You'd get 2 times x plus 4. And then when you break it up, you'd still get the negative 4. So if the question was asking you to factor completely, yes, you would have to take out the GCF. But here, you don't have to because we're still setting it equal. So really, you'd get 2 equals 0, which you throw away because there's no variable. And x equals negative 4 still. See what I'm saying? So if you want to, you can take out the GCF first. But when you solve to make it 0, or solve to equal 0, it's going to end up being the same. Yes?
So you ever want to like distribute the number, like after you put it, you know how you put like q plus 5, q minus 5? And, like when you plug them in, and do you ever have to distribute?
Is there ever going to be something in front? If your factor, if it was like 4q squared, okay, so if your if your difference of squares, if it has a number in front, then yes, you have to distribute it. These ones just happen to be just q's. So technically, I should be writing these in parentheses and then dropping them after I make sure that nothing has to be distributed, but I was being kind of lazy. Sorry. Okay. Let's try another one for number 3. But yes, mathematically correct. You should put those in parentheses and then drop them later. Sorry. Okay. Let's try x plus 2 quantity squared minus 2 times x plus 2 minus 15 equals 0. X plus 2 quantity squared minus 2 times x plus 2 minus 15 equals 0. Now, on most of the difference of squares ones with quantities, a lot of people don't necessarily have to replace them with q's because they'll just factor, and that's fine. But on the trinomial ones, they make them a little bit harder, okay? It just, with the quantities in there, it looks more difficult. So I would definitely replace these with q's. Okay, so I would replace the x plus 2 in with a q, or variable if you're choosing. That would give you q squared minus 2q minus 15 equals 0. That will factor. This is trinomial factoring. So q's break down at the beginning. Since it's negative at the end, you know you have to have one positive, one negative. And what would multiply to 15 add to 2?
3.
Negative 5, positive 3. Negative 5, positive 3. Okay. Then replace these. So replace those with the x plus 2s. So x plus 2 plus 3. And x plus 2 minus 5 equals 0. X plus 5 times x minus 3 equals 0. Break these apart. Set both parts equal to 0. And we'll get an x equals negative 5. X minus 3 equals 0. You should get x equals positive 3. Questions so far? Okay, we have one more, and then we'll be done. Okay, for number 4. Again, I want you to solve x minus 5 quantity squared plus 12 times x minus 5 plus 35 equals 0. X minus 5 quantity squared plus 12 times x minus 5 plus 35 equals 0. Here I'm going to replace the x minus 5 with a q. Rewrite your equation. Q squared plus 12 times q plus 35 equals 0. When this breaks down, they will both be positive inside. So you have positive at the end, so they're both the same as the middle, so both positive. What multiplies to 35 adds to 12?
7 and 5.
7 and 5. And it doesn't matter which order you put them in because they're both positive. Replace what I took out. So x minus 5 plus 7 and x minus 5 plus 5 equals 0. And what happens here? I got x plus 2 times negative 5 positive 5 is just an x. So when you break these apart, this one is just x equals 0. Do not throw that one away, okay? And it's okay for you to get an x equals 0. Then on this side, we've got x plus 2 equals 0, and x will equal a negative 2 as your answer. 0 and negative 2, okay? Homework for this one is going to be worksheet 2. You are only doing numbers 1 through 10, okay? The second half of this worksheet is word problems. We will do that another day, okay? So you're only doing 1 through 10.